So, Shep, can you bring up your character sheet? I'm wondering if you're at the point where you can click there. Because I would like an electronics roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not connecting for some reason. Let me drop Discord for a second
Okay.
and see if that will bring it up.
I'll roll your electronics. I can do that. A 4. A success.
Yay.
You're playing Starfighter with Matthew. This is a game that you've played before in the past. It's probably been 2 years. It's an older gaming console. This is a game that you've probably beat a couple of times, and then it was relegated to a slot on your shelf. You hold your own against Matthew as you reach towards the end of the first scene. Do you want to let him win, or do you want to take advantage of having him in your sights as you phase in behind him?
Mm. Oh, we have lost a night steed again.
Yeah.
He will pop in.
We'll say in the
Oh, I see
interest.
him. He popped into Fantasy Grounds.
Yep. In the interest of gaining a little more information from Matthew, we'll say he lets Matthew win just by a little bit, just to give the little guy bragging rights that he beat a grown up, not just any grown up, but a grown up that actually understood the game and couldn't whine and complain about not understanding the console and the various button presses and the nuances of the controller.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably gonna be super braggy. Those little kids go whenever they beat someone who's older than them.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Lisa Gray was out talking to you in the dining room, and you also saw a blue Chevy Malibu pull by, and your conversation sort of went like, "Yeah, we saw this very official looking gray sedan pull by," and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's not unusual, especially with the home for sale on the corner. Uh, there's more traffic than usual coming through our little, otherwise very quiet cul-de-sac." It's very strange
Hmm.
not hearing that nice Mr. That Mr. Mans's little. He has a little red VW Beetle that it would start up. And,
Mm.
its engine had a very particular sound to it. Its small 4-bore engine, um, sputtered
Yes.
and stuff. But
Huh.
and you see that Chevy Malibu go by, and she goes, "Oh,
Is this
that's
any good? Can you hear
that's
me?
good. Can
Oh,
hear you.
hello.
Can hear you, Night Steed. Yes." She says,
I hear ya.
"It's that blue Malibu that just went by. That's that nice detective, Martin.
Detective.
Martin. What was his first name? I think it was Hector. It started with an H. I was a little
Mm.
upset when he showed up earlier with that nice lady from CPS.
Oh, that's the police officer.
Hector Martin. Yeah, the handsome guy that looks like the motorcycle cop from Chips, Eric Estrada, a little bit. His dark flashing eyes and those just brilliant white teeth. He's
Ooh.
he's quite a hunk. She giggles to herself. I can't believe I said that. And I wonder why. I guess he just drives by from time to time. I think he's concerned about vandalism at the Mans's house since the newspaper article and the radio reporting and all that. It's you know
Mm.
Pine Box is abuzz with something exciting that actually happened here. Yeah, an old bad man
Wow.
from World War II, right here hiding among them for so many years. So it's not unusual that he stops by in that nice blue Malibu.
Yeah. Well, I guess it connects because if the gray car that Sophia saw You said it had a little flag on it, right?
Yeah, 2 blue stripes and a star.
Star of
What
David.
I remember. I think.
Oh. I guess it makes sense for such a vehicle to be coming through and the police officer or the detective because, I mean,
Yeah, they were
well,
separated by some
that's
40 minutes.
yeah. They would probably come to check around for the mansion or the house next door. I mean, that stuff is all related,
Don't know.
sadly.
Okay. Well,
But, mm,
she calls in. She hears the laughing and the joking from the boys' bedroom and says, "Just
mm,
finish up that level, Matthew. Then you got to think about brushing your teeth and settling in for the night.
mm.
You're not keeping these college students from doing their work for me, are you?" No, Mom. We're just in here. I'm just showing them Starfighter, and we're talking about boy stuff. You, you wouldn't understand.
Talking
Okay.
about boy stuff inside of
Well,
the bedroom. Boys only, I see.
well, we're
Girls
gonna
allowed.
your
No
sister's
girls allowed.
gonna be getting her jammies on and probably gonna be taking her to bed soon too. So
Mm.
no fighting over the toothpaste or anything. Okay. No squabbling over the bathroom. Okay.
Right. Well,
I
before.
see what you mean now.
Hmm.
That is not my character sheet.
Oh, oh dear.
I mean the skills look solid, right?
The
But your attributes.
skills. This is all. The attributes are messed up, and I was trying to see. Yeah, I think the skills are okay.
Yeah. Well, the skills are the hard part. The attributes, it's not hard to
Mm.
figure out.
So,
Like, I know what the attributes should be, though, or at least 3 of them.
mm.
Shep, make me a notice roll. Hurry while you're connected.
A notice row.
Notice roll.
I got. Oh, my notice is wrong though. Give me.
Oh,
Does
Wow.
that
wow.
work?
You rolled a d6 and got a 16? Yeah, that works.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
you're sort of just making a casual sort of appraisal of this young man's room. He's comfortable with you. Playing a video game, swapping tales about high scores on this, that, or the other game, and certain genres of like Final Fantasy, and which characters were your favorites. And he's got other, an old game box of games in his closet that he doesn't really play anymore, but he wants to show you. So he's going to come over and pull a box out, and you see game cassettes, certainly, and you see some of those insets or inserts to the game that you might fold
Hmm.
out for one game, and it might be like the world map of the game, and another one might have the attributes of your warrior, your wizard, your cleric or priest, and your thief or your rogue. But something sticks out at you that it definitely doesn't belong, and the best way that I can describe it is um, a like a wooden tongue depressor at both ends of a long sheet of paper that's been rolled up like a spool, like a scroll almost. And it looks like it has writing on it because it's partially unrolled. And it's just sitting there atop and amidst these game cartridges. And the boy's kind of ignoring it and pulling out some of the old Sega and Atari games that he had. It's like, oh man, I'd really like to play this one again, but my old Atari broke years ago, and hopefully they'll put out like some sort of a game simulator that you can use your old cassettes and play these games again. But
Yeah.
this rolled up, long, narrow sheet of paper with writing on it that is held at both ends by these like tongue depressors, these flat pieces of like balsa wood or some such, strike you as not belonging.
Oh, cool. Did you make that? And I reach for the scroll.
He looks at it and shrugs. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But look at this. And he pulls out like a Sim City kind of a game. He's like, I used to really enjoy playing this, but I think I kind of outgrew it. It's like I'd get to the point where
Yeah,
I'd
that
actually be starting my economics would be working, and I actually start to get some gold coming into my to my chest, and then a typhoon would come and like wipe out half of my city. Stupid buttheads that programmed it. I was doing really good, and then this plague came and killed 2/3 of my population. Buttheads.
okay, just out of character. He has about the same luck that I do with those type of games.
I feel that. Oh gosh.
It looks like the words are written on this sheet of paper in like magic marker. And I would best describe this to you as a scroll made by the hands of someone who only had access to arts and crafts sort of stuff.
I feel you. Don't. I just hope Sophia doesn't ever do a really close accounting of all her stuff.
Maybe. I mean, I probably wouldn't notice.
So I'll look at it. Can I discern anything about the writing? Does it look familiar to me?
You know that it's written in Hebrew.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
give you that absolutely for free.
Okay, so
it is a series of 8 to 12 word sentences with a little space between them.
Okay, so I'm going to put this back where I found it because just my gut feeling is that this is some sort of protection spell for his room.
Matthew's like, you can have that if you want it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's one of Merce's like art projects from school that got in there by mistake.
Could be. I'm going to leave it here though. It could be your friend the rabbi. He may have left this here for you.
Nah, he's a ghost. He couldn't make that.
You'd be surprised.
He shrugs, goes back. Pew 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 pew. All right, let's get to the end of this level, and then I gotta brush my teeth.
Okay.
And you do.
Awesome.
And he does. Comes up, he's like, yeah. Comes up on Miss Ava. Mommy says that I can stay up and I can read one more of those comic books tonight because I've been on my extreme good behavior.
All right. I'll pull out another one for him to take with him. And I'll ask him, did you and Shep play games?
I beat him.
Who won?
Shh. He looks at you knowingly and he says, I think at the end he lightened up on me a little bit.
Oh. That seems like something that he would do. He's a nice guy.
An expert gamer knows these things. He nods very solemnly.
I will fist bump him.
Yeah. And he did return. He returned the other comic book, and he darts in.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
There we
brushes.
go.
Probably puts the book away and then brushes his teeth.
Cool. All right. Before the let's see, before Lisa and Marissa go to bed, we should probably ask her some stuff too, just in case. Um, where is she?
While he was talking with Ava before I left the room, I would have taken a picture of the scroll and then put it back.
Okay, easily done.
Mm. Let's see.
We'll call it 4 sentences.
Okay.
Not quite paragraphs, 4 sentences. It looks like.
Because I do want to see if there's anything in Ava's room that could be similar. So I'll show it, or not Ava,
Marissa?
Marissa.
Okay.
Blah, blah,
You,
blah,
you know for a fact that Ava spent some time in the little girl's room with her little electromagnetic field detector device.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reached like halfway. So there's definitely stuff going on in there. And I found the figurines in there, but I did not move them. So we'll see how that goes. But before we let them all go to bed, we should ask the little girl maybe a little bit more further detail about what she's seeing. Maybe.
Okay. And I'll show Ava and Sophia the Polaroid and said, I found this rolled up as a scroll in his room.
Oh.
It's definitely in Hebrew. I don't know exactly what it says, but it feels to me like this could be a protection spell, sort of like we found in the trailer back in our freshman year.
Oh, that's good.
I think you may have a point.
So, is there anything like that in Marissa's room that could explain why he's not getting as deep a connection?
I think that might be possible because when I was in her room, I didn't find anything like that in there. Only the stuffed animals, weird array in her closet, and then the figurines were in there, and she has a clear view of the house across the window. So that's unsettling.
In fact, both of the children's bedrooms have a window that faces Mr. Mann's, or should I say, Dr. Heinglimmer's house.
Yeah. But it definitely is affecting her room more, and she doesn't have anything like that in her room.
Yeah. I'm going to. Would I be able to use my occult ritualism to see if it if this is something that I could copy and use, or does it have to be somebody that can channel the power from that particular place?
If it's a ritual, then just
Yeah.
having the photograph of it will be enough for you to read it and cast it. Now, you may need to augment that picture. You may need to print it out on a sheet of paper that lets it be blown up a little bit. But
Because what I'm wondering is, because I'm assuming Sophia is probably the best at calligraphy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if she can copy that onto another scroll, another piece of paper.
Well, you have a picture of
So
it. You
that
want her to
we can,
transpose from your photograph
yeah,
on your camera?
yeah,
Sure.
and
Sophia,
see
if Sophia
could work.
is favorably disposed towards doing that, then certainly.
Yeah.
You know that there's a stack of legal-sized memo pads next to the computer in Lisa Gray's office,
Mm.
along with a
Maybe we should
basket
make
of pens and...
multiple ones. If it works, maybe we can condense them down to a single room where we can stay in so that we can catch them.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, Lisa sort of huffs by. She's making sure that Marissa brushes her teeth, and she's trying to cajole her into having a snack before she brushes her teeth, but Marissa simply isn't hungry. She looks over and says, "Oh, what's that?" The scroll.
Oh,
It's something that we feel may help. We're going to attempt it and see
Hmm.
if it is.
Looks like a scroll.
mm-hmm. Can you read it?
I don't think she speaks Hebrew.
Ooh, darn. I wonder if Marissa can read it. Hmm. Before. Well, actually, if Sophia is going to transcribe it over to a bigger sheet of paper, maybe we should see if Marissa can read it with her friend's help. Hmm?
Sounds worth a shot.
Yeah, before she goes to bed, we can give it a try and maybe get a clearer understanding of exactly what it might be.
Lisa doesn't speak Hebrew. No, I'm afraid
Need.
not. Latin, a little bit of Latin probably, just from my exposure to the tort system.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So you go into her office, you do the transcription.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do you want me to roll for it? More arts?
no, I'll give you that.
Arts.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's a freebie. That transcription. You do realize that you could probably do an internet search and um, maybe run that scan of the characters through through like an inference engine, through a translating app, if you could
Hmm.
find one, and possibly come up with at least the words, if not the subtleties of the occult ritualistic nature of it, if indeed it is such.
Yeah, we could also, well, while she's transcribing, I can go on and do research while they're doing that. So, Sophia can transcribe and I can research on the computer inside the office meanwhile. See if I can't clear things up a little better.
Okay. Shep, would you like to help?
Sure.
Why don't you help with electronics or
Okay.
research, whichever of your research or electronics or any other skill.
I
If you describe to me a skill that you would like to use, I'm open to it.
I'm thinking electronics because the only other one that would be
Yeah,
any helpful is my occult ritualism, and
yeah. Electronics is
we've
good.
already.
Yeah, well, let me pull up this little image processing tool. It's freeware, and I'm going to enhance these characters a little bit so you get a better read when you pass it through the inference engine. So why don't you make me a electronics roll, and then depending on that, that will either help or hinder Ava's roll, and that is success. So Ava, you can make this roll at +1. Um,
got +1.
yes,
Yay!
success with a raise. Um, it is a biblical passage. It is a passage from the book of Exodus. It says, there are 4 sentences. God heard their groaning and remembered his covenant. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, and I will take you for my people. It was a night of watching by the Lord to bring them out of the land of Egypt. Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. It strikes you that this is a passage of comfort given by God under a time of strain or duress. And you really don't think that it is a ritual, because it doesn't seem to be a recipe of how to cast a spell. Let's take, for example, the text that you gleaned from the water tower beneath the panther emblem of the Pinebox Panthers, the high school football team. It was very, very structured.
Yeah.
This
It's not a
is,
recipe.
it started off with the title of the spell, and then it was like, you speak these words over and over again, and you do this, and a list of ritual components, and a word that might describe how much, like a pinch of gold dust, a few drops of honey, and an application. Smear the admixture onto the eyelids of those to be affected. It was a very recipe-like cookbook, step by step, a flow chart, if you will, of how to cast it. This is nothing like that. This just looks to be a few phrases from a book of the Bible, of the Old Testament.
Okay, so it's not a ritual, but it seems like that weird little scroll is more of like a
Shep will
like
point
a
out that
talisman kind of thing, maybe.
Especially ancient Hebrews, they do have a spiritual occultism that's different than a lot of the others. So this could be something more of a divine source. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I
Could be.
mean,
Could be.
we could
The only
still
other
give
thing
it
I
a
can think
try.
of is to take it to the rabbi in the next town over,
Lufkin. Lufkin's about an hour away, door to door.
That's really far.
and see if they can consecrate it. But without that, I'm this is all we have.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than nothing, and it's still another clue to everything else. And if we can somehow use it to draw out what's haunting these people, all the better. So, yeah. We know it's a Bible passage then, just on paper, but it was made with some art supplies, children's art supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only figure that either the girl or the boy are probably being possessed during the night to make this happen. Maybe.
Could be. Although, did I notice in the boys' room, did he have art supplies there like the girl does?
No.
Okay.
Because she has a bunch of unicorns and colorful things inside of her bedroom. So, yeah.
And clowns. Ugh.
And clowns.
Clowns,
Clowns, rainbows, unicorns.
puppies, unicorns.
All of
All
that.
I can think of
All
is
the
this
fun
is
stuff.
probably right around the time that the It TV series came out.
Dropped you all
Very
another
Lisa
Benny
Frank.
into each of your trays.
Thanks. I think Okay, so bedtime's coming. Let's see if we can't make a couple more of these that you found. Put them
Mm-hmm.
within the main areas that have the most activity, which is her bedroom and probably the master bedroom, and see if we can't draw out whatever is out there to the rooms that we're in instead of the rooms that they're in.
If you like, you can just hit
Like,
the print. You can just hit the print button on the app, and it will print to Lisa's
oh, perfect.
printer.
Sophia, you don't have to put your calligraphy to work.
As she gets halfway through one, what?
Really?
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Go ahead and finish it.
guys.
It looks great.
Maybe one. You can finish the one. I'll print out the other one, and
Okay.
and then we'll see how we can make this happen.
Okay, so you print out like 5 copies, and
Yeah, let's do
you
it.
distribute them throughout the house. Like each major room, maybe without the
So
garage,
yeah,
has one.
the master bedroom, Marissa's bedroom, the office, the
Yeah.
garage. So
Okay.
I want to
basically
rate her
each
cabinet.
corner.
I just want to check how much salt she has in her cabinets.
Probably one cylindrical container of like Morton's iodized salt.
Yeah.
Is that enough to like spill around a bed?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm just
Mhm.
thinking defense here. If what ghosts are coming in.
We
And
are.
I do have. I'm hoping I have my my tire iron of code iron with me.
Yes. Indeed. I have my makeshift slingshot and little salt bombs. You
Sure.
and Sophia, I think,
Yeah.
had the cold iron stuff.
I mean, you've come full to bear, haven't you?
Yeah, we got water guns. We got
Oh my
stone
god.
bars.
How many water guns did you get?
You got
I
2,
got
right? There was
yeah,
one of the full, and then there was a
one really
smaller
big
one, like a
one
pistol.
and like yeah.
A little one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Can I get the little one?
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
I think that would work better than the pepper spray.
Yes. I will take your tiny little pistol.
It's just your size.
It is. Oh my god. All right, let me see. Let me make sure that I can find the gun. Let's see, a pistol. Gosh. I will just use whatever simple pistol they have listed just as a base.
I don't know. That sounds like the maybe the stun gun, maybe close, maybe because it has like
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 as the range, or 1, 2, and 4
Personal
as the range.
defenses.
Yeah,
That
something like
works
that.
for me.
All right.
Stun gun.
What about the super soaker?
um,
What would you categorize that as? What?
I'll say the ranges are like
To reskin.
2, 4, and 6. Yeah. Yeah. It's 30 feet. 30 feet at long range. Yeah, that sounds about right. Stays in a nice stream. Doesn't like spray out. It's a nice focused stream.
It's glorious.
Got to make sure you pump it up, get that pressure working to help you spray it out. But yeah,
I hope it's Ghostbusters themed.
it's like da da da.
Did you
da.
paint the Ghostbusters logo on it?
No, but I can now.
Oh, please do.
I ain't afraid of no ghost. All right, so
I
we're
am
gonna
afraid of ghosts.
we're gonna have you guys sort of sitting around the living room.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And we'll have Lisa and her daughter Marissa, and
Mhm.
she's like, well, She's probably going to be going to bed soon. She's in her like a long night dress, nightgown.
Yeah.
She's like, but you probably want to talk to her, before she goes to sleep. Let's see if she has any information that she can relate to you and aid
Yes,
you in this investigation.
indeed. Let's see.
Matthew, did you brush your teeth? Yes, Mom. How many seconds? Okay, maybe I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, so let's see. Well, the notes I have so far on the ghost stuff is of Rabbi Joshua, Amy, and then we found the scroll in Hebrew. There's also angry voices. Angry tormented voices, more likely. And a bad man, aka a doctor. Okay, so let's see.
The floor is yours.
Ava will ask her if she knows, if she sees, someone by the name of Rabbi Joshua and describes him the same way Matthew did.
That's my brother's friend. He looks like Santa Claus.
So you don't see him often?
No, sometimes.
What about
He looks different. He looks different from the others. He's easy to pick out because he looks like Santa Claus.
and the others? They mostly sound really sad or angry.
The bad man hurt them.
Yes. The bad man.
He did bad things to them.
Do you know what the bad man looked like?
No. He wore like a doctor's coat and carried a bag. He was a bad man.
Yeah. And
he's gone away for a little while. He still hurt them, but he's gone away. He's trapped somehow. But still,
he's trapped.
Amy and her friends are still not able to really die. That's what she says. The Shadow Man wants to come back, but he can't.
The Shadow Man wants to come back, but he can't. And they can't really die. Why can't they really die? Does the bad man have things that's stopping them from moving on?
He took something from each of them. Hair. A little bit. She starts crying a little bit. Or a tooth. Or a finger.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or like a ring or a necklace.
Okay. So some stuff that was taken from them. Okay.
But Amy is my friend.
Do you think that your friend will be able to help us find these things that he took from them?
No.
So that they can move on?
No. She won't help you. You have to help her.
No, we want to help her. We want to help them all. So we're going to do our best. So she doesn't know what he looks like. All right. Rabbi Joshua. And the scrolls. Angry voices. Bad man. But he definitely took stuff from them. So that's probably what's keeping them here. I think
He burned some of them. Some of them starved. Some of
I
them.
just want to
Yes.
just take some pictures around the room while the conversation is happening
Okay.
with the fancy equipment this time. Now that I have it.
fancy stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna see as one of the pictures comes into focus, a black, inky, roiling mist seems to be undulating in Marissa's room, and it flows out into the living room, and then it sort of flows back in, almost like a tide. It encroaches into the living room several feet, but then it recedes. And then Marissa says, he cut some of them and he carved off their skin.
Oh no.
I'm going to just walk over and close her door.
Okay.
He
made them breathe poison that burned their lungs.
That is a very bad man. I know of bad men. One bad man tried to take me away. So I get it.
And she looks around and she says, you're real, aren't you? You really are here.
I'll hold my hand out. It's like, yeah, you can hold my hand.
She touches your hand. Her grip is weak and cold and clammy.
We're real.
She says, I'm so used to seeing the others that it's hard to believe they're not really here. But I guess they are.
Well, they're really here. And that's why we have to help them move on. We want to make sure that they are able to rest and not have to suffer anymore.
She gets kind of a not a glazed expression. She makes a face that you've seen Shep make on occasion, and you know that he is talking to his tante or communicating with her subliminally. And she says, no, Amy, please, I don't want to do that again. I really don't like it. Are you sure it's the only way?
Oh.
Okay, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. I'll tell them. We. What? No. No. It's a bad place you make me go. Okay, in a circle with a candle, holding hands, and okay, I believe you. I trust you. Okay. And she snaps out of it. She sort of she buries her face in her mom's, the side of her slacks, her jeans.
Yeah.
And she starts sobbing a little bit, and she's like, Amy wants to tell them what to do. Is that okay, Mom? Let's see. I need a persuasion roll, and I need whoever's not making the persuasion roll to support with another skill that may be applicable. It could be performance, it could be persuasion, it could be a history roll if history is a skill you have.
I can persuade.
I also have persuasion, but it's a bit low.
Mine's an 8.
Oh, good. Yes, you do it.
Shep, would you like to help? Now, you
Uh,
shouldn't have rolled that just yet,
Oh, darn it. Sorry.
but
I got
we'll.
excited because of dice.
Okay, I know, and your dice are like bubblegum pink. So
they are fun.
Shep, how would you like to support this persuasion roll for what you ask of this young family, uh, or what she wishes to volunteer for, is not a trivial thing. Ava, you can roll
Hmm,
persuasion to support.
I will do my best. Ooh.
Can I help support this?
You certainly can. A success. And let's pretend we don't know what Sophia got. Ava, would you like to try a Benny?
Yes, I would. That's a 3. Gosh
Okay.
darn it.
For those of you that have rolled, is that your final answer?
I will try a Benny. Just to. There we go.
Hey,
Awesome.
charismatic Shep coming in hot.
How do you persuade? What sort of things might you say to persuade? Any of you, all of you. Maybe just go around. Each of you just say one thing that you might elucidate.
Hmm. I will. I will let her know. I guess the one who's worried would be Lisa. That we are armed with salt and water guns of holy water.
Okay.
In case anything goes down, we are
Okay.
very well prepared to protect.
Okay. You play the we are consummate professionals angle. We've done this
Yes,
before, and um, we're prepared. Okay.
as Sophia holds her Ghostbusters water gun.
All right.
He's armed and ready.
And Shep, with your massive persuasion roll, a 10 indeed, a success with a raise. What is your angle on this?
Shep would go in like um, teacher stance, teacher talk, and start explaining all about um, the occult and supernatural stuff and how to best protect and um, the best ways to help those that are in need
Right.
of
I,
some spiritual stuff.
I see it as being an expressive of some of the stuff that the knowledge that you've gleaned. Some of the restless
Yes.
spirits walk the earth because they've left tasks unfinished. Others are simply an imprint of the psyche of some traumatic incident, perhaps that caused their demise. Still others feel drawn to this plane because there is someone that they want to protect. There is someone who they wish to nurture. Others simply remain because of curiosity. Perhaps they want to see some studies that they've had, maybe some research come to fruition by those that they've left their underlings. Um, and from that, they would glean the satisfaction that would allow them to pass. From all of these, there are also those that seek help. And it sounds like Amy is one of those that seeks help. And she would not hurt your daughter because Marissa and she have a special bond. They share a link of some type, perhaps the strongest link that I've ever seen or experienced between one that is and one that is not. So that's sort of your general um, uh, conversation, the tone of your persuasion. And Sophia, how would you like to to take an angle on this persuade, on this convincing.
That whatever information Amy has could be very important, and we need everything we can get in order to make the problem go away as fast as possible.
Right, right. Every little bit of history, an incident, an occurrence, an object, something she overheard, something she remembers, perhaps something that
Mhm.
one of the other spirits related to her. The other spirits that may be too weak to communicate with you, with us. It's possible that through Amy, they could relate. So yeah, this is more than enough success to convince her to let this proceed. And we will have a seance when we return in just a few minutes.
Eek.
Oh boy.